wins. He's tough, you know? And obviously you got Paul George with him and some dogs around him and Harold and Pat Beverly, great coach. Like, they're tough. You got two teams that are really could be historically great. I mean, the Clippers may have a longer, much bigger window. Right. You know, but if they...
Doesn't it appear to you right now they're both head and shoulders above everybody else?
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
I like Milwaukee, but I do think these two are head, like you said, head and shoulders above everybody else. Now, for the Lakers, look, obviously, to be an all-time great, can they win a championship? Yes. Can they... I think unless they go into serious load management, they got to win about 66 or more games.
Yeah.
Can they do that? Yes.
Yeah.
They have a dynamic duo of superstars, really two all-time greats. One just kind of entering his prime.
Right.
The other, while not at his physical peak, I would say is at his mental peak. You know, last night's travel notwithstanding. But, you know, LeBron's never been smarter, I don't think, as a basketball player.
I agree.
And physically, he still has a lot left. So you've got all that. And beyond that, they fit together. LeBron and AD fit. I don't consider LeBron's Heat teams an all-time great team because I don't think their three pieces, particularly LeBron and Wade, fit well.
Right.
They were just so great individually that they
found a way to make it work.
Out. I mean, they won one going away. The other one, they kind of eked out a second championship because they were so good individually. But these two fit, and you know stars fit when each of them can be at their pinnacle together. And LeBron can be his best self. AD can be his best self together. You look at Shaq and Kobe, even though they didn't get along on the court, they fit.
They did.
Pippen, Jordan, Kareem, you know, Magic, KD, Steph, whoever you want to mention, they all fit. So they can fit. Now, I also say this. I don't think they have to become a dynasty or a mini dynasty to be considered an all-time great team. They could be a one-off. Like, I consider the 1983 76ers with Moses Malone and Dr. J an all-time great team that 1 year. And this, depending on how LeBron ages, if it's only 1 year, they still could be an all-time great team. So, and they've got the measuring stick, and that's the Clippers. Like, if they win it, you're going to be able to say they had to go through a tough team. And then if you want to say the Bucks with Giannis ascending, they had to go through some tough teams. So, yeah, they could be.
Yeah, I agree. But you mentioned what they would have to do, Skip. It's just not, to be a historically great team, you just can't win a championship. Because nobody's going to say those Dallas Mavericks that won the championship in 2011 is a historically great team. Toronto is historically great. But you look at the Bulls that went 72-10, Skip. They started the season 41-3. You look at the Warriors, they were 67-15, 16-1 in the playoffs. They were the earliest team to ever clinch a playoff, February 26th. And you look at the Lakers, they were 69-13, and they had a 33-game win streak hovered in there. You look at the, I think the Bird Celtics in 86. They were 33-1. I think they lost one home game the entire season with that big three. Yes, they could, but I agree with you, Chris. They're going to have to get somewhere into the mid to high 60s. Probably no worse, can only lose maybe 4 playoff games. Because you look at...
So, you know, if they went 7 with the Clippers, say, in the conference finals, you think that disqualifies them?
Because when you look at the Bulls, they were 15-3 the year they won it. The Warriors was 16-1, and the Lakers was 12-3.
Jordan went 7 with the Reggie Miller Pacers.
Yeah.
Right?
I was there.
Yeah, so...
But that was,
he had a couple
but that wasn't the
72-10.
That wasn't the 72-10. But they have...
By the way, that was a battle. It went to the bitter end. And Michael finally said, enough of this.
Right. Because then Milwaukee took one game from them in Chicago, and then they come back and took another one from... If I'm not... that was the Knicks series. That was the Knicks, in which the Knicks took...
Knicks took a couple.
Yeah. I think they can, Skip, but they're going to have to do something special. I would have felt better if they were 21-0 at this point instead of 18-3. Because think about it, the Bulls were 41-3.
Yeah.
That's 21. You got to win 23 more games.
Bulls, they went what, 30, 31, and 7 the rest of the way.
Yes.
So I'm here to admit, even though we're barely into December, this team has the look and feel of historically great to me. I'm shocked by how good, how fast this team has been. Because you know and I know what happened to the Heatles the first year that LeBron joined D. Wade and Chris Bosh in South Beach.
9 and 8.
9 and 8 happened. And boy, it was gnashing of teeth and wringing of hands and what have we wrought? And they just couldn't figure it out for what seemed like the longest time. But 19 and 3 is pretty great. And the shock to me, the two shocks. Number one, LeBron does look like he's got a whole lot left in his tank that I wasn't sure about. I had to see it to believe it, but I am believing it. And Anthony Davis has embraced the Staples Hollywood stage in ways I did not see coming because his body language looks different to me. It's looking like a superstar who has come of age right before your very eyes. I think it's the LeBron impact and effect where he is so comfortable. He is feeding and vibing off LeBron's greatness, his obvious greatness, and thinking, man, I belong. This guy has blessed me because he keeps saying, I'm the great, I'm the defensive player of the year. I'm this, I'm that. The offense is supposed to come through me? Really?
Right.
Okay, I can do this.
Right.
And he is playing with the supreme confidence I never saw in New Orleans. Maybe he never was quite happy there. Maybe he thought he was kind of out in the sticks, so to speak. Maybe he felt like he was in a minor league town. And it
He's
felt
like, I'm an A-list actor in a B movie.
Yeah.
Well,
So
and I think you said it, Skip. He's got a big brother now.
He's got a big brother.
I don't think he'd be doing
who's
this by
taking
himself,
him under his
though.
wing.
Right.
And they've become, again, I don't hang around with them, but it sounds like they've become very close off the court.
Yes.
Right? Like
That play-
I keep reading they go out to eat all the time together.
Skip, you remember that play he made last night where the guy faked him up and thought he had a three and AD hit the floor and bounced right back up and blocked the shot from
Well, it was
behind?
Bogdanovich. I think we have that play, by the way, and it was a hellacious great play.
question.
And you want to talk about effort here? Because the play starts with Anthony underneath, and he has to go clear out and go chase him in the corner. Look at this. Whew. And then he comes right back. This is all guts. This is all desire. And again, I know it's way early and probably premature, but so far, he is the defensive player of the year.
Oh, yeah.
He's dominating,
Yeah,
man.
it's not even close.
After what he did to Jokic the other night.
Right.
And pretty much what he did to Gobert last night.
Oh, yeah, it was stifle time.
Come on.
Well,
He
stifle
got-
come gets it. He
got
can pull him away from the
stifled,
basket.
right?
I'm glad you brought up AD, Skip. I think he's the key to this whole thing. Now, I think LeBron is their best player and their most important player. But look, let's face it, they got to go through the Clippers. So when they meet, let's say in the Western Conference Finals, as good as Kawhi and Paul George, and you can add Mo Harkless and Patrick Beverly are, when they are on LeBron, LeBron's going to average at least 26, 10, and 8. He's in that series, 26 points at least, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. He's going to do it. The key is AD. They've got nobody to match up to AD. And I like what you're saying, and I agree, but does he have enough dog in him
Oh, he got
to say, okay, because we haven't seen it before.
Well, it hadn't been tested yet.
Right. Like 7 games to go in the post. When Kawhi, yeah, he's shorter, but he's tough. He's going to be banging you.
That is
Harold, going to be banging you. You know, do you have the mental and physical fortitude to stay on that block for
Because
2.5 quarters?
To your point, what happened on opening night, and maybe they just weren't ready for this prime time, but AD got zonked in the fourth quarter. He came up empty, 0. And LeBron scored 2, and they got wiped off the floor.
Right.
Look, AD is going to probably need to average about 30 and 15 in that series for them to bring it home.
He's capable.
Oh, yeah, no question about it.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to need to do because, as Chris said, they don't have an answer for him. They don't have anybody. Zubac might be big enough, but he's not skilled enough to step out the paint. And he can pull him away like he did with Gobert. He's like, I'm not finna go in there and try to post you up. But from 10, 15 on out, you can't do anything with me out here.
Was my man Jared Dudley tweeted right after the game. I think he tweeted it from the locker room.
Yeah, he said what?
Have we still not played anybody? Question mark.
Hey, Dud, you see Dud come and firing that 3.
Yeah.
Put the hand and let that 3 go, Dud.
Jared, did you have anything to do with
Don't do
that?
that, Skip.
I don't know.
Don't do that.
You got
Don't do
to
that.
watch. You
Skip,
got the
don't do
best
that.
seat in the
Skip,
house.
You saw that man
Right.
had him a couple of rebounds last. Let me see what Dud's stat like.
Did he?
Let me see what Dud's
Did
stat
he?
like.
He's key in the locker room, though.
Wow.
Hey, he's key in the locker room.
+4, had a steal, hit a 3.
Look, the reason I got to give it up
have
is
that guy.
the 2 toughest places to play to me, at Denver, at Utah, and you go back to back and just wipe them out.
It was impressive.
That's impressive.
Because I was with you. Look, I believed in them, but I was saying they haven't really beaten anybody yet. And now they have.
By the way, they don't have Avery Bradley back yet, and he can really defend on the perimeter.